All right, check, check. Let's get this motorcycle going. Let's see here. So, basic tune up. Oh, starting to run out of space. Let's see, intake port cleaning. So, we're going to go basic tune up. Basic tune up. Go. Engine oil. Filter replacement. So let's see, check. Engine, sassy fasteners. Read my chicken scratch later. Okay, so what would a basic tune-up consist of on this bike? Trying to keep it to about an hour, no more than like an hour and a half, just a basic tune-up. Then maybe we could have like more in-depth tune-ups. Because typically to go over everything on a bike like this, I mean, this one's not too bad, but could use forks, definitely check the spokes. Um, minimum clean tighten, lube the chain. So let's see here. I'm going to say check major engine fasteners. So we're going to say, let's see, forward, left hand and right hand engine brackets. It's going to be a swing arm pivot point and this bracket here, but we're doing the valve adjustment still. So we'll go ahead and hold off on that. And this is going to be with the gas tank off, additional service, cleaning out the airbox because it's pretty dirty. I think can't remember if there's like a bunch of junk inside the airbox or not. I think I recommended it. I don't remember. Yeah, I recommend it. Huh. And we'll take a look. Looks kind of dirty. Let's see before it gets too late here. Maybe run the air compressor. So, okay, check major engine brackets. Let's see. Oops, going to be my pen. Let's see. Check steering stem nut. I think I got a wrench for that. Check controls, handlebars. Check suspension. Check rear shock. Check subframe. Check front rear axles. Probably check the kickstand. That's kind of a safety concern. Let's see what else. Check the battery. Check the exhaust system. Typically not necessary to check the exhaust system. Maybe visual, no torquing necessary. Lube and adjust throttle controls. Let's see, lube and adjust clutch and hot start. What else? Yeah, we could easily put about an hour and a half, maybe like 1.7. Let's see here. So I'm almost running out of space. I'm going to fill this whole thing up. Maybe we should use another page. What this was that? Oh, that's going to be a fun project. The Gixxer Banshee. Doing some custom wiring. When did I do this? I don't have a date on there. Yeah, I got to pull that bad boy back out and do. I think all I need was like chain sprockets. Rode at the sand dunes like 2 years ago. Thing's freaking amazing. I'm getting distracted. Just went back in time to riding the Banshee. It's a Yamaha Banshee with a Gixxer 600 swapped into it, all custom. It's pretty cool. It's pretty clean. All right, so let's go ahead and rewrite this. I think it's a 2005, 2006 Yamaha. We're also going to need to pull out our stopwatch. Kind of time this a little bit. Okay. There are 450F basic tune up. All right. We'll go an oil change. So check major engine chassis fasteners. So on the engine, it's going to be, let's see, front, left hand, and right hand engine brackets. Swing arm pivot. Engine pivot. Then upper cylinder engine bracket. We're going to go torque, steering, not torque. Check for excessive play. We're going to check. We're not going to check the suspension. It's not, that should be, nobody should have messed with that. We'll check front, check axles, front, rear, torque. Maybe we should check. Guess we could. Front, suspension. Tree, circle trees, torque, let's see, there's suspension. Torque. What else? What else do we want to check on this bucket here? Probably intake clamps, intake boot. Boot clamps. It's 2 drain plugs. Let's see what else do we got to check on this thing. Coolant levels. I think this has an expansion tank, right? Yeah, expansion tank. Test. Okay, what else? Hmm. Check hand. Okay, what else? Don't check plastics. Check battery. Put that. Check battery. Check battery. Open circuit. Starts. Okay. What else? Clean loop adjust drive chain. Okay. Air system. So air filter, inspect air filter. Inspect air filter only, replacement only. Yeah, that's usually the right way to go. Kind of takes a little bit of time on this one. So charging accordingly. On this one, let's see, we'll have to figure out cleaning Airbox. No, I'm not gonna adjust it and grease it. No, hell no. Not on a basic tune-up, I'm not. If I noticed that the steering head bearings were kind of tight or loose, I would just recommend, probably an inspection and service on them. Um, I know some manufacturers on street bikes will have a interval, typically like around 30,000 miles or so. They'll kind of call for basically disassembling the triple trees in the front end, cleaning and greasing, inspecting the bearings, radial play, and then reassembling, torquing, putting the bike back together. That's actually part of the recommended service, but that's different. Different services will call for different things. I'm just kind of doing like a basic. For the type of bikes that I typically get, most of them, they get ridden hard and then they get brought to me. Sometimes they get brought to me for basic servicing. Most of the time, it's when there's an issue. And so then, hey, the bike hasn't been serviced in a while. Let's go ahead and do a basic tune up. And then, from what I can see on the majority of these bikes, most people don't hit all the points that need adjusting, for like, 5, 10, 15, 20 hour service. So I've kind of, give or take, the expectation of when they come in is after probably a couple months of riding, or typically a year or so. And so this basic tune-up package, because that's what I'm kind of formulating, is a tune-up package just to cover all the basics. Assuming this is gonna also be assuming for a bike that's good condition, running, nothing really stripped out, clapped out. This is a really good condition bike, pretty clean, low hours, semi-low hours, should I say? I think it's had the engine rebuilt once. Compression's a little on the low side. Think I was only getting like 53 psi. That should still be enough to start and run. I think these usually float around like 78 to 112. So it's a little on the low side. The valves just a little tight on like one or two of them, not enough to, really cause too much concern. The intake port was super plugged up, gummy with like fuel from the carburetor that dripped in there. So I cleaned that out with some solvent, kind of evacuated it, patted it out with some shop rags. Um, Nice and clean. Rebuilt the carburetor. Got a carburetor here. Let me see. I was kind of checking too. Did my sticker make it? Awesome. So these stickers are. This went through 2, 3 cleaning cycles here. Really nice carb. And this one right here is just. This is tuned for a stock bike. I actually made sure to take my notes on the jetting specifications that I have on this carburetor here, just because I'll usually figure out, I'll do some like minor adjustments, tweaks, and I'll notice like, oh, okay, each bike can be a little different unless it's completely stock. Like, say if it has a modified exhaust, modified intake system. So I might make a main jet, pilot jet adjustment. Sometimes in more modified engines, a needle jet is needed, completely different needle jet. And now I can kind of document that. So when it comes to like performance tuning or, just different types of elevations or riding conditions, also based on modifications, I can reference kind of like a data book that I'm building as far as times and certain specs to eventually make these bikes that I get I get a lot of these bikes, the WRs, the YZs, the CRFs, really popular bikes anywhere from the early 2000s. Don't get too many fuel injected bikes yet. They're not really quite, they're almost there for, they'll eventually start coming in, I'm sure, eventually, but they're not quite at that 20-year mark where most of these bikes have been, gone through a couple owners and they need moderate to full restorations, engine rebuilds. So that's when they end up finding me. I usually end up, going through the bike in different sections, replacing different systems, getting it tuned up. All, obviously budget dependent on what the owner of the bike can afford at that time. And, it's understandable. Parts are pretty expensive on this, but nonetheless, we do tune-ups. This one right here, valve adjustment. Also the main reason why this one came in, and I don't know how this happened, but it basically came in for an oil leak. And I worked on this bike before, so I'm kind of surprised that I didn't notice this. So I'm assuming it may have happened between the last time I worked on it and obviously coming in. The decompression assembly. So on these engines here, they have a kickstart and they are also electric start. And so the whole thing is you can use the electric start, basically, make sure the battery's disconnected. Basically use the electric start button here, or say if your battery were to die and get low, you would have a manual decompressor lever, if I'm not mistaken. From the parts diagram that I saw, it looks like it has it, or it could have just a rubber plug. Uh, I would imagine though that I would have the manual because this is a kickstart. It kind of defeats the purpose. Um, but this also has an automatic decompressor too, so I'm not sure. Uh, I think the service manual, I have to reference the service manual. It's either going to show it, but I could have sworn the parts diagram showed a mechanical lever in here. So it just made me wonder like the bolts in here. Well, maybe that's obviously to block it, but I could have sworn on some of them they're actually casted closed. So I don't see why Yamaha would do that because I think they use the same cylinder on like the YFZ 450, and I'm pretty sure those ones, and also the YZ 450s, the 250s, those don't have a manual decompressor; they're automatic. So this is casted closed. I don't think they have a rubber plug in there. Wi-Fi is wonky. We're on the iPhone data. iPhone's been acting up kind of strange today. Probably talking a little too fast for what it can handle. But nonetheless, let's get back to it. Let's see, exhaust inspection. Let's see, check battery open circuit, clean loop, just drivetrain, inspect air filter only, replacement only, air filter and clean time. Exhaust inspection check, loop just cables. Check hand and foot controls. Let's see, check radar and snow. Spec for leaks, torque, frame and engine, suspension. What else? What else is important on this thing to check? Um, guess you could check the light function. That probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Check lighting switches. Let's see. So I think this just has running lights. These don't actually. Yeah, we're not going to have a battery hooked up. Can't remember now if this runs once the bike's running off AC or if it runs off DC power, but maybe we'll say check switches. So on and off switch, engine stop switch, starter button. Double check, make sure those things. Okay, so usually a page of checks equals about 45, 50 minutes. Oil change is typically tire pressure. So I'm probably not going to be able to finish it completely tonight, just for the fact of air filter needs to dry. Throw it up on my fan there, kind of helps out. But let's see. Let's go ahead and think I should have enough compressed air. Let's go ahead and get the carburetor back in here so she doesn't get too dirty. I don't think we'll need the lift. All right. Let's see. Throttle access. Yeah, we'll go ahead and leave the bike right here. So let's get rocking and rolling. Oh wait, I think somebody hit me up on. Somebody hit me up on offer up. What is this? Twelve 12.5 psi. Oh. Yeah, check out Quantum Motor. Jesus. Rentals.com. Let's go on a ride. Ride some nice bikes. Send. Tires that good enough? 12.5 is pretty low. I mean, maybe on like on a track or something like that, it's a little low. Probably spin a tire even with the rim lock. Maybe if you're like in the sand, usually like 14, 15 psi. Me personally, I like to run like around 16 to 18. All depends on the bike, the traction. Um, 18 to 20. Sometimes I'll put like 20 psi, for like desert riding, just so it has a little bit more tire pressure, so I don't like bend my rim and stuff like that. But yeah, that's kind of goes to show. Let's see. Okay, so check major engine. All right, let's fucking do this. On your marks, get set, go. Let's see. Maybe I don't need this. No. Shit, where's all my tools at? Oh, I'm not even ready. It's okay. Gotta pay for me to find the tools. Ugh. Nice little pile of tools going on. Almost at that point, gotta do a little cleanup again. Okay, so clock's ticking. Click clock, tick tock. All right, so I like to think a lot of things. Let's go ahead and grab some different extensions here. I thought I had a shorter extension. Where's my impact gun? There we go, got a 10. So first things first, we'll start with the front engine bracket. Just gonna check them. Click, click. Pull that off right there. Just making sure they're not loose. Most of these fasteners are probably around 30 to 40 foot-pounds. That will move just a cut here. Oh, that's why. Because it was a nut from that side. Not a big deal. Easier access. Okay. Okay. What else can we check? Check that one. Let's see. I need to. Should be just fine. Could I adjust it? It's like a solid 3.5, almost 4. It's probably fine. Okay, got to pull off those guards there to check the front. We're gonna check that. The standard? No, sir. What is this? Nope. I don't think so. Is it this one? Oh no, it's bigger. Okay. Nice. What's our rear axle? I think we're gonna leave that. So I think I'm the last one that worked on it. Those are my marks there. Looks like nothing's even moved. Typically how it is, I put just a little bit of Loctite. So, I mean, could I go a cut hair tighter on the chain? Could I? I mean, it all depends. Chain and sprockets are kind of worn out. I'm just gonna leave it. We'll just clean it, give it a little, throw a little oil and lube on it, and call it a day. Okay, so front axle. Let's see. Where the frick is my impact gun at? Well, let me go find my impact gun. Need an impact gun. Okay, so delay a game. All right. So many tools everywhere. All right. What sucks is everything just kind of blends right on in sometimes. It's like, oh, what the fuck is what? Guess I need the extension. Oh, would you look at that? Ugh. It's fucking perfect still, hasn't moved. So we'll go ahead and clean this stuff up while we're in here. Kind of do an extended clean. But I'm just going to do regular services. I'm going to hook the customer up and just kind of clean behind. Let's see. So still checking. Go ahead and check the brakes. Check the brake torque. So that's going to be another 12 millimeter. Okay. And the rear, looks like it's a, can't tell if that's a 5 or a 6. I think it's a 6. Okay. Brake pads in the rear look good. Brake pads in the front look fine. Oh, yeah. Everything's still nice and tight. Those 10s. Double check that. Ooh. Ooh, that one's loose. Says I didn't put paint on it. Oh shit. Someone try fucking with this? Ooh. That wasn't good. See, that's why you do a tune-up. Yeah, check this shit. So usually about 14 to 18 foot-pounds, just under 20, 22 maybe tops. Ooh. I wonder if somebody took off the headlamp. Didn't torque these back properly. Okay. This will be fine. All right. Go with my slightly taller socket. Okay, check handlebar indication marks. There are none. Probably hidden. Okay, checking fasteners. Okay, looks like a 12 and a 6. But I just brought those. Have that long 6. Here we go. The 12 here. Oh, that one was loose. Okay, already here. Might as well torque this one. That's good. Okay. So now rear shock. Let's see. Looks like a 14. Let's see if we can sneak a 14 in there. Uh, Carefully sneak this in. There we go. Okay. Trying to clean my socket. Okay. Check the lower linkage. Where's the lower at? Right there. Wishbone. And then this one. What is that? Looks like a 17. So, oh nope. Chain roller's in the way. Is it 17? Oh, it's a 19. Yeah, nothing. That's fine. Okay, what is it on this side? Looks like 17 and 19. There's also one right here. It's 17 or 19. Okay. Let's see. So that's pretty much with the exception of the top one. And then we'll go ahead and go lube cables. Let's see. A little bit of cable lube. Let's see how well we can do this here. It's probably not going to be enough play. We can try. And that's what the carburetor just hot start removed also. Sometimes it works. Fuck it, just go like that. No? I don't think this is going to work, but maybe we'll give it a try. I don't think it's going to work, but yeah, fuck it. Give it a try. Actually, leave that there. Got a little damage control tray beneath it. Oh, perfect. Oh. It's probably going to be the best way to get it in. A little straight shot, old school technique. Okay. Okay. Just a little bit of grease on it. Okay. Fuck, I don't want to take that off. Don't want to take that off. I don't want to take any of this off. Hold on. Pull that out. Let's see. So we're just going to blast that. That isn't coming apart. At least it's going to lube the perchway there. Like most of these motorcycle products, they don't really attract too much dirt and dust like traditional, like WD-40 or whatever. Just like that. Lever right there is a little worn, not a big deal. Let's go ahead and give it a little. Okay. Yeah, that should be good. Pretty sure all these adjustments are fine from the last time I worked on it. That's kind of the nice thing too about repeat service. Okay, so cables. Let's see. Go ahead and go throttles. And a little bit of throttle cable lube. Okay, let's kind of let that soak in. All right, what else? Technically a spark plug, but we'll go ahead and time that at the end as well as the air filter because we're going to do a valve adjustment. Check tire pressure. We're going to do that additionally. Let's see. About 22 minutes into this, minus like a couple minutes when I was messing around. So we'll come back to that. We'll time that. Let's see. Steering wheel, check that. Check that for a special torque. Check that for suspension mounting intake. And we're going to come back to that. Engine oil drain plugs. We're going to come back to that because we got to finish draining it. Check radiator expansion tank levels. Adjust. So I think we can go ahead and do that. So we'll go ahead and check coolant levels. Ooh, she's a squirter. Oh, what is that? Is that copper seal? I see a bunch of copper seal. Somebody did a head gasket on this thing. Okay. And coolant level. Coolant level looks good. Okay, what is it? Check hand and foot controls. It's typically a 8mm in most cases. Sort that. Sort that. Check. Check. Nice and tight. Nice and tight. It's nice and tight. Bark busters look okay. All right, we'll come back to that throttle. That's all going to be done in one deal. Let's see. Check hand and foot controls. Check foot controls. Okay. This one's a little jacked up. So I'm kicking this thing to the moon and back. Kicking like your life depends on it. Okay, check battery. I think that's where we're at. Yeah, just lube cables. Let's go ahead and check the battery. Oh shit! I forgot I was doing installed some smoke detectors last night. Well, I gotta go find my multimeter. Pause the clock. Got the clock stop on. Let's answer a question. We got a Juanito 23. I wonder if that tank behind the left side number plate would fit a 24 YZ250S fuel reserve. Must research. Depends on the year YZ250. I know that these frames here, the motors are kind of interchangeable between the YZ250F, all the F models, 4-strokes, but I don't know about the 2-stroke models. Might be a different configuration, but it's kind of worth. You could probably wire something up. You could put like a three T valve in it, something with a valve, so that way you can kind of when it runs runs out on that one tank, you can go ahead and have it's not really that much, maybe like half a liter. I'll probably get you around the neighborhood. Okay. Yep. Good times. Toasty. All right. Zoom. How many am I at? Oh, there's plenty of battery. I need to charge that. Oh yeah, I forgot I already charged it. Okay, but we checked it. That's part of the service. Battery check. Charge it. Ooh, looks like we're getting a freebie, but should assume maybe we weren't doing a diagnostics. Let's go ahead and just pretend set this up. Take the time. It's part of trying to figure out how much time we're putting into this bad boy. All right, it's in the way. Being in the way creates more time. All right, inspect, clean lube, adjust drivetrain, copy. Right as I put the fucking battery charger in the way. Beautiful. I wanted it to be in the way. Okay. About the same height as the CRF 250. Let's go ahead and back this up. Let's see if I have something here. Almost. Okay, so this guy needs a new O-ring, new chain. Looks like the O-rings are starting to come apart, but it's relatively clean. I think I might have already degreased this one. Hold on. Got so many freaking chemicals out. Okay. It's going. kind of wipe off the extra oil. Realistically, you just want the oil to get between the links and the O-rings. If not, it's just going to kind of attract dirt. A bunch of dirt will stick to it. So usually wipe it off. Over here. Okay. And looks like we are good. Yeah, this thing was pretty dry, so maybe we should adjust. Well, that's all the way up. That's why it seems a little on the loose side. It's really not that loose though. Definitely need a new chain. Look at that. Look at that master link. That fucker's rubbing. We'll let the customer know, hey, need new chain. Probably new chain sprockets, but should be fine. Make note of it. Keep rocking and rolling. You know, we'll eventually go through everything on the bike and you end up finding out, you know, bike needs a lot of work. Yeah, about 4. That's fine. The whole thing too is it also depends on the kind of riding you're doing. If you put that chain a little too on the tight side and you go through the mud, you get a bunch of mud on your chain and your sprockets, it'll tighten that fucker up and it'll go up to it and you'll be like, yeah, this thing is freaking tight. But that's a little, it could be, you know, I'm going to adjust it just a little bit. Just a little to, it doesn't need much, but it just needs a little bit. So let's go ahead and do that while we're here. Okay. Nice and clean. Okay. What size is that? Looks like a 12 millimeter. Lube on it. And 10. Just kind of keep that nice and tight. 10 right here. Okay. What does that look like? A 27 mil? Yeah. Oh, not yet. There. So let's go ahead and go. What right now? 1, 2, 3, 4. Go a couple hairs over. One, two. So where I might have been checking it was more of a tight spot. No, that might be a loose spot. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. It's a little baby chain adjustment. There we go. Now it's not a solid 4, it's like a 3.5. That's perfect right there. You don't want that chain being too tight. You'll blow out the sprockets and bearings. All right, that looks good. All right, 36 minutes. So back to air filter only. Airbox, exhaust. We check switches. Have to check that when the bike's running. Tire pressure. Check tire pressure. Go ahead and just check the air filter. So I think they put this one in dry. Yeah, maybe not. Time for oiling. But still good. Just needs to be cleaned. Maybe a little grease. And looks like it was sucking in just a little bit of dirt to the intake track. So let's see here. We'll check the tire pressure really quick. We'll get some compressed air. Sweet. going on, guys? Welcome to the chat. All right, I think this tire might be kind of empty. I feel like I put a tube in it. I don't know if I put a tube in it. Empty. What needs oil and grease? Looks like that might. Okay. 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 Let's see. That's going to be a 12 millimeter. Okay. What else? I want to say that's pretty much it, and then I would just put the bike back together. So 41 minutes. 41 minutes plus putting everything back together. And I still have some other things to check, like that would include what? Checking the switches still. So let me kind of mark everything off that I've done. So I checked that. Swing arm, upper cylinder, we still need to do that. Steering, we need to do that. Check front rear axle torque. Intake, we're gonna install those. Gonna do the oil change. Let's see. Check radiator expansion tank, check hand and foot controls, inspect just cables, check battery, cycling just drive chain, inspect air filter only, and then air filtering cleaning time and airbox cleaning time. We're gonna hit those. Exhaust check, tire pressure check. So we still got engine upper bracket after the valve adjustment, third stem torque nut. We gotta do after the carburetor, obviously engine oil, and check the switches. So right now, let's go ahead and hit that airbox. I think I got enough battery life to do this. So we're gonna put these plugs back in so water doesn't get inside our engine. So pretend our charger's still plugged in. All right, cool. So nasty dirty. Let's see how much of a mess we can make. All right, ready. So that's going to be 41 minutes. Okay, so now we're gonna hit air filter, airbox clean time. So we'll probably do both those in the same round. So set lap. Cool. All right. Let's see. Nasty dirty. Nasty dirty. Okay, good enough. Ooh. All right, so I don't get too high on the fumes. Oh, go up there.